Yes. Go on.
Hello?
Yes, can go on.
Let us open the meeting with a word of prayer. Let us pray. Lord Jesus, we ask you this afternoon that you are going to bless us with your heavenly knowledge as we go through this program. And we pray that you will make us know how to fill in our forms, and you will give us this blessing, oh God, to take this opportunity up. In Jesus' name I've prayed. Amen.
Amen. Okay. Thank you so much. Allow me now to mute all of you, and I'm going to disable that you are not able to talk, such that we can have a smooth meeting. Yes, good afternoon once again. I want to welcome all the parents. I want to welcome all the teachers that have joined this call, but also the people who are in their vacation. You're most welcome. My name is Kasper Stevie, and I'm the one that is going to be taking you in this session together with our facilitator, Teacher Agnes. Teacher Agnes, you are most welcome. In today's session, there are three things we shall do. One, we want to take you through on how you are going to be able to fill the JAB forms and the Pujab. Many of your friends last year who were able to join this session were able to get the opportunity to join the public universities on the government scholarship. According from the research that we are able to make, at least we had about 30 to 40 children that had opportunities to get those scholarships. I'm very sure that also those people on this call, you can as well be in position to grab. But the most interesting story that I can remember is someone who was someone who scored 12 points that got an opportunity to get a scholarship. So it doesn't matter the points that you score, but what is now mattering, how you are able to fill in. Everyone here did the exams, and you know what you did, and you know what you are expecting from what you did. So don't mind, you get the opportunity, and with God, everything is possible. Allow me now to invite Teacher Agnes to take us through the session. Teacher Agnes, you're most welcome.
Thank you very much, Mr. Kaziva. Hope I'm loud and clear.
You are.
Okay, thank you very much. It's a good afternoon to everybody that has turned up for this session. Like Mr. Kaziva said, I'm called Agnes Nabide. I'm a teacher in Imbale Secondary School. In the background, we have another teacher, Mr. Masava Erisa. So we are all in it. Mr. Kaziva, we are with Masava also. Hope we'll have a very good time today. We want to start off immediately. And I think let me share my screen. We are going to look at Pujab forms for S6 candidates and how to fill them in. I think the organizing body is Holistic e-learning platform, headed by Mr. Kaziva himself. There we go. The first question that we have is, what is a Pujab form? A Pujab form is simply a form that we fill in order to get access to a public university. It has information about us that Makerere University needs to get us enrolled for a sponsorship by the state. And why a Pujab form? This Pujab form is your entry to getting a university sponsorship. I think each of us would love to be paid fees for by the government. So if you want the government to pay for you fees at university, the only way you can get there is to show interest. And you show interest by filling in what we are calling a Pujab form. When you are filling a Pujab form, this form must be submitted with evidence of payment of application fees. I'm sure each of us paid application fees to our schools, because it's only the schools that are allowed to buy these forms. You can't go there and buy your own form. It's your school that buys that form for you after you've paid that money to the school. And it's that school that submits it after you've finished filling it in. I don't know how much they were paying, but I think it's around 60,000 shillings per form. Then this form must be completed by all candidates who seek admission to the public university through direct entry scheme on government sponsorship. If you have maybe a diploma and you want to use your diploma results to get here, this is not the platform for you. This is for fresh people that have just finished senior 6. Direct entry from senior 6 to university. The names that are going to be used should be similar to those on your PLE or an A-level documents. If maybe on your PLE document you have Agnes Nabidi, O-level you have Agnes Nabidi, don't turn it to something else. A-level you should have Agnes Nabidi, and then on the Pujab forms let it be Agnes Nabidi, not Agnes Nabidi Monica, because I know Monica is also my name. That will be a different person. Ensure that all the names that you've used on PLE or A and even the Pujab forms are similar. Now, this is how the Pujab form looks like. Part 1. I want us to be keen on the instructions. They said to be completed in capital letters, not the word capital letters. It's even capitalized by the applicant, who is you. Maybe to warn you, before we start on anything, I don't want you to write on your Pujab forms. Get a book or I think it's now late, but you should have gotten a photocopy of that form, because it needs to be kept very, very clean. And they don't give room for errors. You don't use whitewash, you don't rub, you don't erase anything. So get a book and just say maybe part 1, then you say 1A, and you write in your book. You will translate this to the form after you've done everything that you're going to talk about. So keep your forms a little far. Don't write on them, don't darten them. But get a book or a piece of paper where you can note down some of the things that you want to know or to use later when you're filling the real form. Those who have photocopies, please use those ones. If you don't have, get a book and note down the important things. But I believe everything here is important. You'll have a lot to write down. So the first part of the Pujab form looks like that, what is displayed. We are filling everything in capital letters. They say all names must be written in full. They don't want any initials. So we are on 1A, surname in full. If it were me that was filling in, I have only one surname, the name that was given by my parents, the clan name, and my name is Navidye. You may be Kaziva, or you might be Masaba. So that is the surname. Then other names are these names that you got after the clan name. My other name is Agnes. The English would call it my first name. But since this is not a land of the English, it's not a first name now, it is the other name. For us, Makerere wants you to start with the surname, then the first name or the other name comes after. So I'll be Nabirie Agnes. But I'm looking at people that have 3 names maybe, or 4. You may be Nabirie, you write that one as your surname. Then all the other, if there are 2, 3, 6, or whatever number, will be the other names. So you could be Nabide as your surname. Then when it comes to other names, you can write Agnes. If I have more than 2, I leave a space and maybe I put Monica. Or if I want to use my husband's name, in case I was using it, I would leave another space and put Muaira. But we don't need this. Just the names that are on your O and A level documents. Hope you remember that. So surname is the clan name. Then other names are the Christian names, and other names that you want to use. It could be your father's name. It could be your, I don't know whose name, or your spouse's name if you're already married, but I don't expect you to be married. But if you have more than one name for the side of other names, leave a space and then write that name. Yeah, we are now on C, year of A-level examination. I believe it's 2023 for those that have just sat. Those that have just finished your exams is 2023, so that's what you should put there. But there is a category of people that may have sat maybe last year, but didn't get a chance to go through, and they want to use last year's exams or results to get this government sponsorship. So if you have that category of people also amongst us, then you would write 2022. But I'm imagining majority of us are 2023, so that's what you should write. The name of school. Clearly write the name of the school where you sat your exams from. Where I am, the school is called Mbale Secondary School. We have different names that people tend to confuse, but I want to show us a difference. I may have Mbale Secondary School. We have a school like Mengo Senior School. For them, they don't have secondary. So you need to know what your school uses. We have schools that use the name of the school, senior, secondary school. So get to know the right name of your school. We have a school like Iganga says, it's Iganga Secondary School. But some people call it Iganga Girls Secondary School. Others call it Iganga Girls Senior Secondary School. Get to know the right thing, because the right name for that school is Iganga Secondary School. If you write something that is not correct, make sure or know that you will not get the sponsorship. Your data will be mixed up and they will not be able to locate or know which institution you are in. Hope I'm clear there. E, are you male or female? If you're boy, put a tick in the box besides male. If you're female or a girl, put a tick in the box besides female. A-level index number in full. It may be something like U0015 stroke, maybe 001. It should be in full. So you should be knowing your index number, the center number plus your number. That is what we want, the whole of it. Now, this is not your name. You're not hiding your identity. We want to know everything about you. Yeah, it's definitely 2023. Then G, date of birth. You start with the date. Mine is 21st. Then you go to the month. The month, my month is November. Then you go to the year. My year is 1970. Before many of you even dreamt of ever being born. Citizenship, Ugandan. Maybe I want to warn you that you should write the right thing. We have children that don't want to be citizens of Uganda. You tend to deceive, you're like, I have a citizenship of this place and that place. The moment you write something that is wrong, you might lose out, because this is fees from the government, and the government wants to help its citizens. So don't deceive, tell us the right thing. Omara has his hand up. You could unmute and ask. Is he asking or we continue?
I think we can continue.
Okay, so citizenship is Ugandan. Then they say you must attach a copy of your birth certificate. I'm sure your schools have already collected that data. They have your birth certificates, they have your result slips for PLE and for O-level. So I think that is sorted. It's normally the schools that do that. Then home district, you tell us the district from which you were born. For me, my district is Iganga. That's what I would put. Now, we need your Pujab forms, such that you can see what we are talking about. I don't know how many carry their Pujab forms. I don't know whether I need you to get your Pujab forms, because what we are going to say, you need to see. We're trying to share that Pujab form. It's not that one. Yeah, it's that. After the first part that we've completed, now we go to part 2. Bachelor's degree programs applied for by the applicant. The choices that the university has for you. Okay. A student may apply for a maximum of 10 programs. 6 choices are for national merit admissions and other special schemes, and then 4 are for district quota. Let's get back the other side. So the 6, you can see the choices that are there. Choice 1, choice 2, 3, 4, up to 6. I think you can see them. Those are the 6. Then district quota, there are 4 to make 10. So you are allowed to make 10 choices that can go on. 6 can go on national merit, depending on how you've performed, how well you've performed. And then the 4 are district quota. Each district is given a chance. There are some students, I think about 11, that I got from each district and given sponsorship, even when they've not performed very, very well. But if they've sat from the districts where they were born and they've been the best in those districts. So you may not have gotten what the points that would take you directly to university, but because you come from a district and there are those slots that have given to that district will choose the best from those people that are in there, and they will be sponsored by the government. So there we are allowed only 4 choices. And when you look in the Pujab forms, there are some courses that are strictly for district quota only. So if they're just on national merit, don't confuse them and put them on district quota. You should read very well and see that these are for district quota. Though there are some courses that will appear for both national merit and also district quota. But you have to know that that is where the choice you've chosen falls. Candidates should critically think about the choices of the degree or diploma programs they wish to apply for before completing the application form, as it will not be possible to change these choices once the forms have been received by the university. And like I told you, we don't make any erasures, no crossings, no nothing. So first use a rough paper, a dummy of this form to get to know which courses exactly you want to fill in before you can fill in the original. I want you to keep the original like you are keeping, I don't know, something really precious. Because the moment you darten it or you make any mistakes on it, it may not be considered. So I'm stressing keeping it clean and safe. First, use a dummy. Get to know which courses you really want before you can write on the originals. So know which courses you want. You don't have to write anything and then you change your mind and write something else. 3, the programs at the universities are represented by 3-letter codes. There is somebody whose hand is up. Mr. Kazir. Busore Township Primary School. Should we keep the questions until the end?
Unmute. I'm asking him to unmute.
Okay.
Okay. I have a question.
Busore, go on.
So, can I get a copy of the
Can I be able to get a copy of the Pujab?
You can only get it from the school where you start your exams from. Because buying those Pujab forms is through the schools, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay, we can continue.
Yeah, continue.
Okay. The programs at the university are represented by 3-letter codes. These are the codes to be written in the space provided for each program. Those codes are normally, I think, 4 letters, 3 letters for the first 10, but when we are filling in for the tertiary institutions, they are 4. There are 4 letters. Maybe we can look at, let's display the Pujab form again. Okay, so for choices for national merit, like number 1, you may want to do medicine at Makerere. The code for medicine Makerere is MAM, MAM, which is that one that has been shown. If you want to do dental surgery, the code is BDS. If you want to do Bachelor of Nursing Science, the code is NUR. So those are the codes you're going to put in those spaces. You may want to start with medicine, so you put MAM in the first space. Just below here, you put MAM. Remember capital letters. Second choice, maybe you want to do Bachelor of International Business. Bachelor of International Business, you will put, back to the form, Bachelor of International Business is your second. You can put BIB, that is the code for it, in Makerere. Maybe the third choice is Bachelor of Cytotechnology. Bachelor of Cytotechnology is BYT. So that is what you'll put there. And you continue like that until the 60th choice. Then you may want to look for a program that can be done or that is offered for district quota. We could look at programs from Makerere University that are for district quota. They're on page 11. Page 11. Page 11. They're there. Page 11. Makerere University. I wish you could make this, zoom it out so that they see it. Makerere University programs tenable for district quota at MOOBs. These are at MOOBs. These courses are only at MOOBs and they are for district quota specifically. So you can choose from here. You don't choose from the other ones of national merit. So you could do this Bachelor of Commerce, which is COM. You could do Bachelor of International Business, which is BIB. You could do Bachelor of Leisure Events and Hotel Management, BLM. All these are on government. I think you can see the word government sponsorship. Okay. Maurice has his hand up. I don't know what he wants to ask.
Maurice,
Okay. All right. Thank you for having me. I hope you're hearing me.
Yes, we are hearing you.
I'm trying to ask, I'm hearing you talking about Makerere only. Is this form only for Makerere universities and not other universities like Shambogo?
No, it's not only for Makerere. It's for all public universities. And the public universities are 10 in number. We have Makerere University, we have Chambogo University, we have Bositema University, we have Kabale University, Soroti University, okay? They're displayed there.
Yeah, okay.
So what the information we are saying applies to all those 10.
All right. My concern was I was only hearing Makerere, okay? That's why I kind of got confused and concerned. But thank you for the clarification.
It was an example to explain.
Okay. Yeah, thank
so
you for
even
the
those units are in other universities. Maybe it was good for you to ask that. Thank you very much. But there are courses that are similar, but the codes are different.
Okay, okay, thank you.
You may want medicine in Makerere. The code is MAM. You may want medicine in Gulu University. The code is GUM. You may want medicine in maybe Lira. In Lira, the code is the LMS. So you have to be particular when you're looking for which university, such that you write the right code. Okay. If you're targeting Makerere and then you put the one of maybe Soroti University, you'll end up in Soroti for the same course, but a different university. Thank you very much.
Thank you too.
Let's continue. Okay, the list of degree programs and their codes is attached. Candidates are advised to ensure that they write the correct codes for the respective degree programs, like I've been saying. Medicine in the different universities has different codes. So make sure you use your Pujab booklet to get to know the right code. If you use the wrong code, you'll end up either in the wrong university or you'll end up missing out on the course that you really wanted to get. So be very, very careful. There is somebody with a hand up again, Nokia C20.
Okay.
Yes, okay, thank you, Madam Agnes Navirie. My concern is like this. What if I feel like I want medicine, I feel for Makerere University, but another course like nursing, can I feel the one of Kabale University? Oh, if it is that if I have failed for Makerere, all the courses must be for Makerere only. Thank you.
Okay, thank you too for that question. It's a good one. You don't need to fill for only one university. That's why we are saying that these are 10 public universities. You can get one from Makerere, you can get one from Busitema, you can get one from Soroti, you can get one from Mountain of the Moons, as long as you see that they fit in with the things that we are going to tell you, because we are going to give you ideas on how to choose the right course and what you should consider when you're choosing what we think is the right course for you. You can mix them up. The most important thing is that the code tallies with the university that you want. Hope I've answered you.
Okay, thank you. I have got the answer.
You're welcome.
Agnes?
Yes, please.
Yes, maybe let me intercept a bit. We have a representative from the ministry, so I wanted him to say something just for a minute before we continue.
Okay, that's okay.
Yes. Mr. Ronald, you're most welcome.
Thank you, Mr. Kaziba. I don't know if you will hear me.
Yes, you are clear.
We can hear you.
Okay. Where I am, I'm attending a workshop and I've just sat somewhere to catch up with the discussions as before I run back to my workshop. But thank Kaziba and your team for organizing this. Thank you, Madam Agnes. I don't know if the students were told that you are a deputy teacher in Mbale SS, and that is something very exciting for us to see how we close the learning gap when we get expertise from one institution reaching out to students in another institutions. Yes, we really needed this session. I've been listening to the questions, and that tells you that the learners out there need a lot of guidance for them to be able to to fill in the forms correctly. And definitely we aim at getting the government sponsorship. Many students fail to get government sponsorship just because they don't get the right guidance. And our teachers out there may not have all the information. So when we have someone like Madam Agnes here sharing and allowing to reach out to the rest of the country, it makes us feel good that collaboration across our schools will create a better environment for the education sector. So I bring you greetings from Mama, the Minister of Education, the Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Education, the Commissioner, Government Secondary, Ministry of Education, and the Commissioner from Private Secondary. All are excited to see that the candidates completed their examination and you are yearning to move on to the next level. We are praying that through this session, you will get to fill in the forms correctly, and many of you will get placed in one or the other institution. You don't have to go to one institution, but you need to move on to the next level. What we do in schools is to prepare you for the world. And when you come out to the world, then the world trains you more in what you need to be able to excel in life. So I want to thank Madam Agnes for sparing this time and anyone else who is lined up to speak to us. But I want to also thank Mr. Kaziba and your team for making this possible, and how I wish we could have made it even earlier so that we catch those others who have already made mistakes. I will listen in to the recording. I cannot stay for long, but I want to say that this is an appreciated effort, and let whoever is online learn to support the others. I thank you, Mr. Kaziba, and I will now end here and allow you to continue as I also go to my other destination. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Ronald, for representing the Ministry of Education, and thank you so much for the efforts you're putting in to ensure that schools can collaborate and can be able to use technology. Yes, Teacher Agnes, we can continue.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Kaziba, and we thank the Commissioner for coming in and giving us that vital information. We love it when you come and check on us and monitor what we do. That is a plus for us, I guess. Thank you very much for bringing in that person. Let's continue. They were saying we should be very careful when we are filling in the codes, because the moment you make a mistake, then the repercussions are terrible and it's you that loses out. Remember, when you ask the wrong program or when you use a wrong code, then you'll be given a wrong course or you'll miss out on the course that you really wanted. So be very careful when you are filling in. Then it has been noted that over the years, many of the candidates apply for only traditional and popular and highly competitive programs. But there are some programs that are not so popular, that are not traditional. Remember, things are changing every other day.
Let's give Teacher Agnes some minutes. Oh, sorry. Teacher Agnes has good. So let's just be a bit patient. But when she was leaving, she was telling you that we have some courses that we are calling the common courses. And you find that many students tend to go in for these courses. Courses such as law, courses such as medicine, courses such as pharmacy, civil engineering, electrical engineering, architecture. So you find that someone has filled in only those courses. And those courses are really very good, but you have to ask yourself, how are you going to use those courses afterwards? So this is why now we need to be very careful. There are some other courses that are not so common, but are really very vital. And you may find that those courses, none of the students, of your students, go on to fill in. Therefore, as you are making a choice of the courses you are to fill in, factor in that concept that not all, that some courses are there, but you can as well utilize the chance, because usually few people go in for those courses. Agnes, are we back? Just a minute, I'm seeing she's back. Nokia, you can ask your question. Oh. Oh. Yes, Bonnie, ask. Bonnie, unmute. Same as Bonnie.
Okay, we appreciate the service, but maybe for us, some of us, we don't know those courses that are really vital, as you were saying. Maybe let a person say that this one and this for science. Now for me, I'm on the science side.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
maybe.
We are going to share.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Teacher Agnes?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Okay.
I jumped off a little, but I'm now back. I thank God for that. Bonnie, you're going to be catered for. You're going to be catered for. I was driving my point home. There's some courses in arts. We have something like law. Those want to take law at Makerere, that is the code. Those who want to do economics, those who want to do those other courses. Those codes are in our booklet. You can find out what they stand for. That is on the arts side. On the science side, there is people scramble for medicine and surgery. That is MAM. They scramble for pharmacy, civil engineering, electrical engineering, and those traditional courses. We are saying there are some courses that we can do that are less competitive, but also easier to get. Remember, we are competing for about 400 places only in the whole country. So if you make your choices lousily, you will lose out. Whereas if you take care and you're like, I think this is how I performed, I think I can qualify for this, or this one doesn't have so many people on it, yes, it would be good for you. Maybe you could scope that course instead of going for one that everybody's going for and you compete and fail to get a chance. There are some courses that they've listed in our booklet, Pujab booklet, that we can easily get, but people rarely ask for. For example, there is a course in the new booklet. There is a course called KDA. KDA is Applied Design and Fine Art, offered in Kabale. Applied Design and Fine Art. Not so many people apply for it, but you could easily get it on government sponsorship and you will not go wrong. There is something called AID. AID is Art and Industrial Design, offered at Chambogo. You can also easily scoop it. Not so many people go for it, but we know that people are making art galleries and they're getting a lot of money. People are making, artifices that are being sold at, you pay a lot to get them. Those big hotels, you have those art pieces and they're sold expensively. If you have the art and you have the knowledge, you'll be there. The other day I was in Nairobi. There is the African Art Gallery, a huge thing full of only art things, but entering there, you have to pay dearly, and buying something small from there, you need a lot of money. So you kind of ignore some of these courses that are being sponsored by government and are very lucrative out there. But when for you don't know, you only know it's law, it is medicine, and that's it. There is BLM. BLM is leisure events and hotel management. We are seeing the hotel business, booming in Uganda. Go to Munyonyo, go to the Serenas, go to, how many people go there? How much money do they get? If you have the expertise, you have the skills, you have the knowledge about such things, you can really survive. You can get a lot of money. There is these things to do with drama and so on. It's ARS, music, dance, and drama. There is somebody, I don't know, somebody who vied for presidency recently. I don't know, but I hear he did a diploma in MDD. But he has attracted so many people to himself using that course, using the knowledge that he got in that course. So if you ignore them, you may miss out on so many good things because you despise some courses. So as you're filling in, please look at those courses that not so many people are going in for. Get that knowledge, use it, and you'll go places. Then as we finish this part, I want us to look at what is in red. They say forms with crossings and whiteout shall not be accepted. So you're not supposed to make any mistake. I repeat, any mistake on your form. Otherwise, it may be rejected and everything you've filled in will be now null and void. So be very careful. Use a rough one before you can get to the real one, and you just transfer your information from the rough to the real information. I can see several hands.
Okay.
Several
Pujuka.
hands.
We start with Pujuka. Pujuka, unmute.
Yes, please. I do appreciate these people here. And I'm also, of course, a Vacist. I would like to also be guided on that concept of the first choice, the second choice. How does the first choice affect the second choice? For example, for me, I'm just done with BCM, and in my making, I wanted to make medicine at Soroti my first choice, and then other courses would of course follow. I would like to be also guided on that idea of the first choice and the second choice, the first choice affecting the second choice. And then maybe personally, I've got also some challenge of, I think for courses that are so medical, you find I'm not really getting what this course is all about. You see, you're there criticizing or maybe adding emphasis. So, but you may find people do not know what actually some courses mean. Like, for example, I may see music, dance, and drama. Asking my way, what does it actually mean? What happens there? For example, for me in a medical field, I saw in the diploma side, I saw ophthalmology something. So I wonder what is actually that. I need some guidance. Otherwise, thank you so much.
Okay, thank you very much. Is it Kwijuka?
Yes,
Thank you very much.
Should we take on also Elizabeth?
Okay.
Elizabeth,
Let's
and
take it all day.
Thank you so much. I don't know if you can hear me.
Yes, go on.
Okay, I've seen some faculty in Chambogo University, faculty of special needs and rehabilitation, but I'm not seeing their cut-off points. Does it mean that all those courses are not offered on government, or their cut-off points, they will show them later? Thank you. This is our thing.
Agnes, we can first continue those ones.
Okay, thank you very much. Maybe before I answer, I'm suggesting that maybe they write down their questions and we answer them at the end. Because
Okay.
some of the questions they're asking are preempting what we are going to talk about.
Okay. I think let's do that.
Yeah. Like Kwijuka is asking whether wants to be guided on how to choose certain science. Is it courses and the order in which they should come? Maybe I'm going to answer only one thing as we wait for the others to be answered in the course of the discussion. If they're not answered, you will ask again. When you are choosing, we are given 6 choices for national merit. I'm giving you, of the 6, let the first choice be your dream course. There is that something that you've always dreamt of becoming. Like he said, he wants medicine from Soroti. It could be medicine from elsewhere. But let me give you choice 1 for your dream course, whether you will get it or you'll never get it, but it's what you've always dreamt of, and you leave it there. When it goes to number 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, get to reality. Look back and see, how did the exams go? Do I think I will get this number of points? Do I think if I calculate those number of points, they'll fit in with the cutoff that they want? And then you choose them realistically, that I think from how the exams went, I think maybe I can do this. If I fail to get this, you look for something that is slightly lower and you say, maybe I can go for number 3 as this. If you fail to get number 3, then you should be able to get another course for position number 4. So the highest should be number 1 as you get down. In case I am not number 1, I think I can be number 2. In case I'm not number 2, maybe I can be number 3, if those were positions in class. So depending on how you performed, you're like, okay, I've always wanted to be a doctor. So medicine, number 1, human medicine. But if it all fails, maybe I could go for nursing. If maybe nursing fails, I could go for, okay, number 2 could be maybe anesthesia. If anesthesia fails, I could go for nursing. If nursing fails, maybe I could go for something else that is in the medical field, but not as high as what the other first ones have given me. So you use that to gauge yourself, and yeah, you have plan A, plan B, plan C up to 6 times. I don't know whether I've answered you. Then somebody's saying they haven't seen anything to do with special cutoff points for special needs. Special needs is not a course unit per se, but it depends on what you want to do. And I think it comes in Chambogo. There are courses that are given in Chambogo when you look at your Pujab forms. And those courses could have something that you want. You will see the cutoff points when you look at the programs that are in Chambogo. Maybe, I don't know whether we will get, in Chambogo we have several courses. We have several courses in Chambogo. But that means I have to look at the booklet and check them out, which may delay us. But there is something to do with special needs on page 34. Faculty of Special Needs and Rehabilitation. We have several courses on page 34. There is Bachelor of Adult and Community Education. There is Bachelor of Community Development and Social Justice, Community-Based Rehabilitation, a diploma in Community-Based Rehabilitation, and a bachelor's in Community-Based Rehabilitation. There is a diploma in Sign Language and Interpreting, and a diploma in Mobility and Rehabilitation. All those are under special needs. And in Chambogo, they have codes. Even the cutoff points are given. The cutoff points are given. When you look them up, they are given somewhere. Only that you're derailing me now. I have to look at the booklet and look for them for you. But you should be able to look them up yourself. They're there, starting from page 39, check. From page 39 up to page 40. But the cutoff point should be there somewhere, depending on what you've chosen under special needs. They should be there. Okay, maybe we'll, I don't know, we'll look at it later, but I've given you the pages where I think you can get that information from. Now we want to go to guide on how to choose the right career. The first thing that you have to do is make a list of all the occupations you want. There are the things that you've dreamt of becoming. Maybe you want to become a doctor, you want to become a lawyer, you want to become a nurse, you want to become an engineer, you want to become an architect. Whatever you've ever thought you want to do, just make a list and write them down. After writing that list, research about your options. Okay? What does it take to be an engineer? What does it take to be a doctor? What does it take to be this? Are you doing the right, or did you do the right subject combination? Did you do it well? Do you think you can qualify? And so on and so on. So you research about those different choices that you've made, or occupations that you've made. The other thing that you need to do is talk to people in that field. You want to become a doctor, look up the doctors, ask them, what does it take? What do you do? How did you get there? It's either they tell you that I spent 5 years at university. I spent this number of years doing internship. And during internship, this is what happens, and so on. Maybe I spent, I don't know how many years reading this, then I went to law school. Then I went to Law Development Center for this number of years. Then I had to do practice with this, and so on, such that you get to know what they do and how they do it, and see whether you can fit in, or everything is saying, red, 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 you can't fit in here. Then also check your resources. You want to do medicine in Mbarara, but you stay in Mbale. Can your parent afford even to transport you to Mbarara? Can you be able to buy what it takes for you to do medicine, or your parents can't give you the equipment? Maybe you're doing something to do with engineering, and you're supposed to have these machines, you're supposed to have these things and so on, and you can't even afford them. Will you be able to gain the knowledge properly, such that you come out when you're in position to do what you want to do? That is checking your resources. If transport alone from Mbale to that place is not possible, maybe from Mbale you've never even reached Jinja, it might be hard for you even to cross Kampala and continue up to Mbarara. So check your resources, because they could deter you getting to what you want to do. Then also assess yourself competency-wise. I want to do this, but am I competent at it? Maybe the subject that I need most for the course that I want to do is physics, but you are gambling with physics. You've never gotten above 40 in physics, though you managed to get it as your combination, in your combination. So do you think you'll be able to do that course where the essential subject is physics? That is assessing yourself. Then look at the interest. There is this job that everybody is yearning for, but are you interested in it? Okay? Maybe you want to become a teacher because you've had science teachers are getting 4 million. You're like, I think I should do that. Are you interested in dealing with young people? Do you have the patience, to deal with the provocation that comes from these young people? Do you have the interest to spend time reading and marking books all the time? Things keep changing. Today is the traditional curriculum. The next day is the new curriculum. You have to go back to class and learn what this one is supposed to, what it entails compared to the other one, and so on. Do you think you have that time that even at the age of maybe 53 that Agnes is, you can go back to class and sit and read the new curriculum and change? You unlearn what you already have and then learn something new at that age. Are you that person? Are you interested in that, continuous learning? To be a teacher, you have to be a continuous learner. So if your interest is not there, then maybe you'll not be fit for that career. So you should be able to check yourself and see what your interest is and whether you can fit in that job. Then personality. You could be this person that maybe doesn't even want to touch blood, or you don't want to look at blood. You see blood, you faint. Now you're like, I want to become a nurse. And then they're going to put you in the casualty ward. Somebody has had an accident, or maybe 20 people were involved in an accident and they're all bleeding and whatnot, and they bring them there and you're supposed to, can you do it? You want to be a journalist. Maybe you're going to work on TV, but you fear looking at people. You don't know how to talk with people. You're this person who is engrossed in just dealing with machines and so on. Will you be able to do that? So check your personality. You're an introvert, a journalist. How will you talk to people? How will you look for the news? Then can I handle the tasks involved? Maybe I'll still talk about the journalist. You have to go to maybe a war area, get involved, hide under what, risk this and this in order to get the live information that you're going to tell the people. Can you handle that? Can you risk your life to go to places and, it's like you're being nosy. You go everywhere to look for news. What is not common is what makes news. Can you do that? Can you handle that task? Then if you can't, you assess yourself and you're like, I think I can't go for this career. Then does the job tally with your financial targets? For you, you want to get rich. You want to have this, you want to have that, you want to have that. Then you're like, okay, let me go into teaching because I have no option. And maybe you are an arts teacher and you're going to get your 700. Will it be able to meet your financial targets? Will you be comfortable staying in there? Maybe you'll come and you'll not be able to perform to the task and you will lose your job and you'll have nowhere to go. So think about the things even before going. So I wanted to emphasize that the jobs that you get, you're supposed to get the skill and then find a way of utilizing that knowledge to make the money. It's not the career that brings the money. It's how you utilize the knowledge that you have about that career that you can make the money. And if you have no interest in your job or in what you're doing, you'll not be able to manipulate that career or that job to get the money that you want. So as you're thinking of the financial targets, also think about what you have to put in as a person to make money and meet your financial targets. Then we should also look at job availability. How easy is it to either create a job or get a job in the course that I'm going to do? You might be doing that course, but the jobs are not there. Everybody wants to be a doctor, so the doctors are everywhere. Everybody wants to be a lawyer, so the lawyers are everywhere. You can't be employed and you don't have the skills to create your own employment. And after education, you are wasted, you're frustrated, and you end up being a nuisance because you can't utilize the knowledge that you have to sustain yourself as a person. So think about the jobs available for you after you've qualified. Then also look at the qualifications that you have. What qualifications do they need and what do you have? They want a degree for this. Do you think you can get that degree? Or maybe to get such and such, you need to have expertise in this and that and that. Do you qualify? So look at what you have vis-a-vis what your job needs, or your career needs you to have. Then there are some misconceptions that we have about given jobs. The first one is that people think that some jobs make people rich and others make them poor. I want to say that is a myth. Like I've already said, how you utilize your knowledge to make money is what will turn you out to be either rich or poor. Some people sit in offices and keep there and they think the money will just come. Whereas others hustle. They move around and use the knowledge that they got to make money. Let me I know of a teacher that teaches agriculture. He's a teacher, but outside class, he has farms and farms. He practices what he has been teaching, and he's getting a lot of money. But there are some teachers that just wait to go to class, mark, and then give results. And they get only the salary. So one will be rich, the other one will be poor. And then you'll come and say teachers are poor. So how you utilize the knowledge that you've got is what matters, and it's what makes somebody either rich or poor. Then there are people who say that teaching is not a good career compared to others. That has been said, and people minimize teachers. They say all sorts of things about teachers. But I want to say teaching is good. My parents were teachers. I'm also a teacher, and I've not regretted anything about my life. The hiccups have been there, but the rewards are massive. The rewards are massive. So I'm testimony that teaching is a good career. I get to interact with young people, and I think I'll remain young until I die, because I learn a lot from you as I teach you what I've gone through, and I make you better people. So it's also a myth. Then entertainment career is for the dull students. I believe youths know that this is not true now, because we have so many people that have gained a lot through entertainment. Like that person that is a president, he calls himself a people's president. I don't think there is a lot that he lacks. He has almost what he desires or needs in life. Then some courses are just meant to fill up vacancies, but not marketable at all. You know, we used to laugh as I was growing up. We used to laugh at people that were doing foods and nutrition, because we're like, these ones just want to eat. Even if you don't go to school, you can learn how to cook because our mothers cook, but they didn't do a thing and so on. But I want to tell you that these people are getting a lot of money out of cooking, baking. We have these, is it bridal showers? There is the cake, there is decorating, there is it organizing what? You have many baby showers, birthday parties, Christmas parties, weddings, and so on. These days, getting a cake for a wedding, if you don't have 3 million plus, you may not be able to get it. You may not be able to get it. So don't despise certain careers. Courses don't just fill up vacancies, but those are the things that are trending now. Things that you thought were useless or were not so good, these days are sources of money. Some people believe that higher education is useless nowadays. You can use the little knowledge you have and you do so many things. Well, education is something that you keep in your brain and you utilize it to better whatever is happening around you. So the more of it that you have, the better for you to be able to manipulate what is available in order to turn out well. A farmer who has never gone to school and another farmer who has a degree in agriculture can't be the same. Can't be the same. One will utilize the knowledge that they've acquired from school and use it to better what they're getting in agriculture. Whereas the other one that just entered into it because, you know, it's the only option, he has nothing to do, will not have that knowledge that they need to get the best out of what they are farming. Business is better than running after a degree. My friends, I want to tell you that business becomes better with the degree that you've acquired, unless you didn't acquire the degree in the right way. Like it was that I've said about a Greek, if somebody has some knowledge about something, you add on the skill, you add on whatever you've read, you're far better than somebody that has just jumped into it without having that nitty-gritty of how to manage what they are doing. Then they say some careers run in the family. I want to say this is also a myth. Just because my father was a doctor doesn't mean that he'll also be a very good doctor. I've seen doctors that get people that do things that are totally different. And when it comes to the fathers or mothers, career, they don't tell you at all. Many times we force this because you're like, maybe I'm a doctor, I've created my own hospital. I want somebody to take over from me. So you force the child to get into that line so that they can take over what you've started. I want to say this is risky. Do what you're competent at and what you love. If your father is a doctor and leaves your hospital, but you're not interested in medicine and so on, even with that degree, you will come and mess up that hospital and it will fail after a short while. So careers don't run in the family, though there are those families where everybody can do what their parents did. Then there are those who say that careers are defined by gender. I think we've all realized these days that what a man can do, many times even a woman can do. Others say a woman can do better. But I don't want to believe that. I just want to emphasize that as long as you're competent at something, it's not about gender. You can also do it well. Now, let's go to this animal called essential, relevant, and desirable. When we are gauging ourselves, or when they're gauging us before they can give us a course at university, these words come out glaringly because they're what we use in order to get the points that will be used to give you a course. There are those subjects that they're going to call essential. A subject is essential depending on the course that you want to do. An essential subject is extremely important or necessary for a given course. Let's say you want to do medicine. The essential subjects for medicine are biology and chemistry. They have to be there because human medicine is to do with maybe a person's anatomy and then those other organs, internal organs and so on. So when you don't know biology, you may not be able to understand what they're talking about. You're going to treat somebody's internal organs and maybe the physical whatever about that person. So you need to know something about them, which you can only learn through biology. Without biology, then whatever you have may not be important. If you're going to learn soil and you're going to think of becoming a doctor dealing with human medicine, I don't know how you're going to mix soil and then maybe treating somebody's eyes. It's only Jesus that can do that. Because for him, he spits in the soil and then he uses it, rubs it on the eyes, and the eyes can see. But for us, who are not like Jesus, you need biology. Then chemistry is also very essential because you're going to treat those organs on the human body. So you need to know how to mix those things. What can I mix with this and it will not affect this, it will not burn this, or it will not do this, and something like that. So chemistry and biology are essential. And for those essential subjects for any given course, before they give you whatever you get is multiplied by 3. We're going to illustrate that. Then there are what we call relevant subjects. These are closely connected to what is necessary. They're appropriate. So if I'm doing maybe BCM and I want to become or to do human medicine, the biology and chemistry are essential. Without them, my knowledge about the course that I'm going to do will not be relevant really. Now, if I add in maths or maybe physics, this will be relevant. Why? To measure the kind of chemical that I will use maybe to put anesthesia on somebody, to partly kill that person, make that person unconscious, but remain alive. I have to calculate a few things. I think math comes in. Then maybe to know the distance from here to there, or maybe, I don't know, the kind of electricity that I'll need in the machine that I'm going to use to measure somebody and so on. That is now physics. Eh? You will need it. It will help you understand or deal with the physics, rather the chemistry and the biology. So it is relevant. Then desirable. These may not be so important, but they make your work easier. You know, they are attractive and advantageous when you're doing your things. So you have your BCM. You may need maybe ICT, because you'll need to do maybe a scan. It takes something to do with technology. Maybe you will need, GP, there is some English there to communicate well with the patients and so on. You know, it will be good, it will be attractive, it will be of advantage if you know how to speak well to your patients, and then you make them love you, you make them come to you, you make them rely on you. You create rapport in order to help them. So it will be an advantage, and the patients will run to you. We've seen that doctors that speak well are the ones you run to, that treat you well, and that do things in an expert way. You know, if somebody cannot even use maybe, I don't know, a computer and so on, you may not want them to treat you if they're using the traditional things to find out everything and so on. So subjects are categorized like that. There are those that are essential, that without them, you can't do that course. There are those that are relevant, they are directly connected to what you need to do. And then there are those that make your life, attractive as you're doing your course. Now, before you choose a course, somebody, I think, asked a question related to that. How do I know which course to choose, and so on and so forth? We've already done our exams. We know how we performed, how we found the papers. We can gauge that I think I'll be able to get maybe an A in this subject. I'll be able to get a C in this one, and maybe I'll get a D in this one. Something like that. So this calculation is good for you vis-a-vis the cutoff points for last year. You can look or gauge what you think you might have got, then calculate and compare what you've got, the points you've got, with the cutoff of last year, and see, do I stand a chance in case things are like how they were last year? Would I get this course? And that will help you know that I think I'll not take the medicine thing here. Maybe let me go for something that is slightly lower than the medicine. Maybe let me go for, I don't know, something a little lower when it comes to calculating points. So when we are choosing these subjects, we also need to know, under essentials, there are some courses where they will consider the 2 best done subjects as your essentials. And there are courses where we'll have only 1 essential subject. I would advise, and I encourage each of you, for any course that you're taking, to first of all look for a course that has at least 2 essential subjects. Meaning, even if you got 2 A's, each of those A's will be multiplied by 3. Instead of a course where they have only 1 essential, meaning 1 subject only of the 3 that you did will be multiplied by 3. We are going to illustrate this shortly, such that you see the disadvantage of going with a course that has only 1 essential subject. I want each of you, as you're looking at your Pujab forms, to look for those courses that have at least 2 essential subjects. Then 1 relevant. You will compete better than the one that has only one essential subject. Desirable, relevant is multiplied by 2, then desirable is multiplied by 1. But after you've multiplied here and gotten your points, there is an O-level thing that you get. Depending on how you performed in O-level, you will be able to scoop some few points that you can add on what you've got after calculating. If you have a D1 and a D2, each of those at O-level carries 0.3 marks or points. If you have a C3 up to a C6, it carries 0.2. Pass 7 and pass 8, 0.1. And F9 doesn't carry any mark for you. So you look at how many D1s and D2s you add. Each of them carries 0.3. You add them up and get to know how much you have. You look at the credits that you have, add them up and multiply by 0.2, and you get something, and so on. Somebody who has only distinctions in the 8 subjects, maybe 8 for 8, would end up with, I think, a 3. I think around a 3 points. So those ones you add to what you've calculated from what you anticipate to get. I want us to do it together, and we see how it's done. Okay, there is something there. We are going to calculate together, but let's first see this that is displayed. We have a student here that was doing physics, math, and technical drawing. And then ICT and GP as subsidiaries. This person performed like that. Physics got a B, math an A, TD a B, ICT 1, GP 1. But remember, they will take only one. ICT and GP will fall under desirable, and we are taking only one of them. B has 5 points, A has 6, and B has 5. A person who performed like that wants to do Bachelor's of Science in Agriculture Engineering. Bachelor of Science in Agriculture Engineering. On which page is it? On which page is it? Bachelor of Agriculture Engineering. I can't see it in my booklet very fast, but you can check your booklets and see what is there. So this person wants to do Bachelor of Science in Agriculture Engineering. The cutoff points for Bachelor of Agriculture Engineering last year was 47.6 for the boys and 43.0 for the girls. The essential subjects for Bachelor of Science in Agriculture Engineering is maths and physics. There are 2 subjects, maths and English. So this person got an A in maths. That would be 6 times 3, which makes 18. But remember, there are 2 essentials. Even physics is an essential. Then in physics, this person got a B, which is 5 points. 5 times 3, which is 15. This is 18 plus 15. It is something. Then under relevant, we have TD, we have chemistry, we have Greek, we have econ, and many others. This person here has only TD, and it falls under the relevant. TD is a B, which is 5. This will be 5 times 2. So those are 10 points. Desirable, we take 1. This person has a point in ICT and a point in GP. So we just take 1, and it's 1 times 1, which is still a 1. So we will add 18 plus 15 plus 10. That one becomes, somebody add from 18 plus 15 plus 10, what we have here. Then we go to O level. O level, this person had 5 distinctions. Each distinction is times 0.3. This one comes to 1.5. Then credits, the person had 4 credits. Each credit is multiplied by 0.2. So 4 times 0.2, you get 8. This person had 1 pass. And the pass is 1. 1 times 0.1, which remains 0.1. So we are adding what we have for essential, what we have for relevant, what we have for desirable, plus the distinctions, 1.5, plus the credits, 0.8, plus the pass, 0.1. And then the one for GP or ICT, whatever. So when we add this, we get 46, I think, it's supposed to be 46.4. Cutoff points last year, boys, it was 47.6. You may narrowly miss. Girls, it was 43.0. So you would qualify for this course very well. If you're looking at what you did and you're trying to imagine what you might have gotten and it falls within that, it will give you a picture that I think I can also apply for this. And if last year for boys it was 47.6, when we look at what it was in 2023, it was 19.1. In 2022, it was 44.8. Then we had a 49.2. There is a possibility that this one could change this time from 47, and maybe we are looking, let's look at 47 and 49, which the highest and what is current. So we can assume that if you perform like this, maybe, and you get a 45, it might be a 45 or a 46 for you this time, boys. So you can maybe also try that course. You can gauge yourself and see that. Let's look at another example. Okay. We have somebody here. This person was doing PEM, stroke ICT and GP. The person got a B in physics, got an E, rather an A in economics, and got a B in maths, then a point in both biology and GP. And this person wants to do Bachelor of Statistics. Bachelor of Statistics, the cutoff points for last year, it was 38.7 for boys and 38.8 for girls. You may be wondering why it's higher for the girls. I think the girls performed better than the boys last year regarding that particular course. What are the essentials for Bachelor of Statistics? For them, they want one better done. That one is supposed to be DONE, one better done of either maths or econ. So these ones have only one essential. Somebody is doing PEM. What you did best in either maths or econ. So what is best here is econ, because we have an A in econ and we have a B in maths. And they want only one of them. So we are taking only econ, which is an A. Econ is an A, and an A is a 6. So it will be 6 times 3, which equals 18. Then relevant, they want the next best done of either maths or econ. So next best done is maths, which is a B. It will be 5 times 2 because it's relevant. But remember, the other person that we weighed before this one had two essential subjects. If this one had 2 essential subjects, econ will be multiplied by 3 and maths would also be multiplied by 3. But you can see they want only 1 and the other one is pushed to relevant. Relevant is multiplied by 2. You see the disadvantage. That's why I was saying, look for something that has 2 essential subjects. Then desirable is either ICT or GP. Then we go to O level. The person has 5 distinctions, 1.5, 4 credits, 0.8, 1 pass, which is 1. So we add like we were adding. It's 18 from the essential, plus the 10 from the relevant, then plus the 1 from the desirable, plus the distinctions in O level, credits at 33.3. This one is a bright student, but he's disadvantaged and may not be able to get the course that they wanted. Remember, the cutoff was 38.7 for boys and 38.8 for girls. They can only get 33.3. So they're missing out. If they had gotten this relevant also being multiplied by 3, and then we get another one for relevant being multiplied by 2, this person would be at an advantage. I don't know whether you understand what I'm trying to say, but look for a subject that will give you more points. And one of the tricks is look for one that has 2 essential subjects. You stand to get a better chance into university. Now I want to demonstrate. We want to demonstrate again to see how having 2 essential subjects is better than having 1 essential subject. We have this person that is doing PCB. The person is doing PEM. PEM, ICT, and GP. The person got an A in physics, then got a C in econ, and got a B in maths. Then 1 point in ICT and a point in GP. Okay, this person wants to do civil engineering. This person wants to do civil engineering. Civil engineering, the essential subjects are maths and physics. Then relevant is econ and chemistry. Econ and chemistry. And desirable DP and ICT. Okay, we want to calculate. Math and physics are the essentials. Math is a B, which is 5 times 3. Physics is an A. It's also an essential. It's an A, which is 6 times 3. Then relevant is economics, which is a C. And that is 4 times 2. To get 8. Plus the desirable, which is the 1 times 1. 1 times 1, which is the 1. So when we add 15 plus 18 plus 8 and plus 1, the total is 42. It's 42. I've not added the O level. Let's imagine this person got all the points, which is 3. So it will be 45. The person will have 45. Okay, hope you're getting something. Now, this same person is struggling and wants to know which course he should ask for. So he had that one in mind, civil engineering, but he also has in mind Bachelor of Science in Statistics. Bachelor of Science in Statistics is the same points. Like we've already seen, Bachelor of Statistics has one essential subject, which is either math or economics. Only one essential. So we will take the best done. And the best done here is maths, which is a B. Math or econ. The best done is maths, which is a B. And that will be 5 times 3. Then relevant is either math or econ. So the second best done, which is math is a B, econ is a C. Econ is a C. The best done of either econ or math. So second best done is econ, which is a C, that is 4 times 2. Then under relevant, rather under desirable, we have physics is one of the desirables in here. It was one of the desirables, then GP, ICT, and TD, and other subjects. But here we would definitely take physics because we have our A there. And it will be physics, which is 6 times 1. 6 times 1, which is 6. So we'll have 15 plus 8 plus 6. Okay, maybe that is Bachelor of what? Bachelor of Statistics. The essential subject is only maths. I'm sorry. Essential for statistics is only maths. Then relevant, one based done of econ or physics. That one is okay. Math is okay. So math is okay. The essential is only mathematics. So math times 3, which is 15. Relevant is either econ or physics. We had it here. We have it here. So we are copying from here. You push them, yeah. Okay, let's use this column. Essential is math, which is 5 times 3. Then relevant is either best done of econ or best done of physics. There we will take physics, which is a 6 times 2 now. That becomes 12. Then desirable, we have GP, computer, chemistry, physics, biology, econ, geography, or entrepreneurship. We are going to have our econ there. Econ is a 4 times 1, which is 4. So we are adding 15 plus 12 plus 4. We are imagining this person got a 3 in O level. All of them are distinctions. And we'll end up with 34. We'll end up with 34. Hope the mathematics is correct. We'll end up with 34. So cutoff for Bachelor of Statistics last year was 38.7 for boys and 38.8 for girls. $38.8 for girls. So this person would not qualify. So if there are 2 different people and one decided to apply for Bachelor of Statistics, the other one applied for civil engineering with the same points, you can see that this one has 45 and the other one has only 34. So you're disadvantaged. That's why I'm emphasizing that you please, please, please look for a course that has 2 essential subjects. Hope this has been a good illustration for you, though I struggled with my math. I'm sorry, but we still came up with what we wanted. So if you have 2 essential, you are in a better position to perform better than the one that has only 1 essential. With the same marks, for Bachelor of Statistics, one is getting 34 points, whereas the one of Civil Engineering is getting 45. Hope I've driven my point home. Continue. So which one are the marketable careers? Which one are the marketable careers? On market, there are so many careers. Which ones are marketable? We have many. Like I said, it's how you utilize the knowledge that you have to manipulate the world, and you'll get there. But these are some of them. Any course to do with agriculture is marketable because ours is an agricultural country. Any course to do with the ICT technology, those things you can't go wrong. You can play around with the technology and you do anything that you want. Anything to do with foods and I don't know how to call it, things to do with cooking, baking, whatnot, that food industry, you can't go wrong. Beauty, you can't go wrong. People want to be beautiful. Fashions and fashions have come. So things to do with fine art and all those can give you a lot of advantage on the market. Things to do with sports science, biology, sports, and so on, you can't go wrong. There is a MDD, music, dance, and drama. It's the in thing. You also can't go wrong. You can survive. Just look around you and see what you can do, whether you're interested in it, and how creative you can be to manipulate it to make ends meet. Now, how many points do you need to get a government scholarship? We're just going to look at the cutoff points and we'll know that we are within line. Compare what has been happening for the different years. In the booklet, we have at least 3 years. So look at the 3 years, compare them. You're like, I think the trend is like this. It may either lower or it may become a little higher, and you see where you fall. For example, Bachelor of Human Nutrition and Dietetics. Last year, it was 39.6. The other year, it was 26. And in 2021, 2022, it was 38.9. So gauge yourself, where do I fall? This year, it might be around maybe 30. Look at the current and the oldest or the highest in the previous years. Here we have 39.6 and then 38.9, and gauge where it could be this year, which would be around maybe 40, between 40 and 37, around there. So if you can fall in there, you're like, I think that is where it will be and I can fit in, or I will not be able to fit in. That's why I'm saying it's very important for you to learn how to calculate those points. Then you compare and try to gauge, foresee where you think we will end. You could also have that knowledge of general performance. What are your comments of your friends when they came out? They're like, I think math was terrible, or I think everybody's saying math was okay, or something like that. And you're like, I think the cutoff will rise. If everybody found it may be hard, you're like, I think it will be lowered a bit, something like that. Now, how to choose a university? How do we choose a university? There's so many things to look up for if you want to know which university to apply for. Like I've said, we have 10 public universities. One, the distance of that university from where you are. Two, the accessibility, that is the distance. Then we can also look at the courses that are given in that university. There are some courses that you may want and are not given in other universities. So look for a university that has the courses that you want. Then look at the cutoff points of the different courses in those universities. You may find that medicine in Makerere cutoff last year was maybe 59. Then you go to Mbara University, maybe it was 47. Then maybe when you go to Soroti, it might have been 46. So you choose the one that has the lowest, because the teachers are the same, the lecturers are the same, they're all government universities, and the degrees that come out of those universities are the same. You know, wherever you will go, as long as it is a public university in Uganda by the government, those degrees are at the same level. They carry the same weight. You could also look at maybe your resources, the resources that you have. You may want to do an engineering course, but there are some machines that you need to have, and maybe you can't afford them. And without them, you can't do the course that you want to do. You want to become maybe a doctor, there are certain things that you need to have, but you cannot afford to have them at all. So if your resources cannot allow you to have what it takes or what you need to pass that course, then you may not go to a university where those things are not. So look for the university that will give you those things, maybe freely, such that you can fit in and get the knowledge that you want properly. Now, before we close, I want us to go back to the Pujab form. We didn't look at it thoroughly. We looked at only 2 sections. The Pujab form, yes, we finished part 2, A and B. Okay, 1 and 2. Now B. There are some courses, in fact, 3 courses specifically. If you want to do a Bachelor of Arts in Arts, a Bachelor of Sciences in Education, or just a Bachelor of Sciences, you are supposed to choose certain subjects to go with those courses. So if you had any of those courses under your national merit admissions, like if you had ARS, which is Arts in Arts, a Bachelor of Arts in Arts, you will need subjects to go with that course. So those subjects that you're going to do for ARS have to be reflected here. Bachelor of Arts in Arts, you could choose a subject like literature, so that will be what you'll put down here under B. Or you may choose to do CRE, which is RSD, it will be your second subject. Or you may choose the third one to be ELS, which is English language. Or you may choose CSK, which is communication skills. So this box is for putting the subject combinations that you may want, the subjects you may want to do under the course that you've chosen. So if you have ARS anywhere here, then you have to choose subjects that go with this. You'll have to look them up under appendices A, B, and C, like they've told you from the Pujab booklet. If you've chosen ASS, which is a Bachelor of Science in a Bachelor of Social Sciences, ASS is the code for Bachelor of Social Sciences. Maybe it was your option 5 here. It was your number 5, or maybe it was your number 6. It means you have to choose the subjects that you will do under Bachelor of Sciences. You could choose Sociology, which is SOC. You could choose GUAD, which is Guidance and Counseling. You could choose SOA, which is, I think, Social Anthropology, or this one, which is, I don't know whether it's history or what, I'm forgetting what it stands for, but these whatevers are in the appendices. So you have to choose the subjects that will go with the combination. Likewise, if you've put education, either Bachelor of Arts in Education or Bachelor of Sciences with Education, you'll have to choose subjects to go with that. So Bachelor of Education, you'll still have to fill here the subjects that you want to do under that. So remember, if your option or in one of these choices of merit, or even choices for district admission, quota admission, you have ARS, you have arts in arts, you have Bachelor of Science in Education, or you have Social Sciences, Bachelor of Sciences, Bachelor of Arts, and Bachelor of Sciences or Bachelor of Arts in Education or with Education. Then you have to choose the subjects, and that's where they will be. Okay. There is something there. Let's start from the top. Maybe you have Bachelor of Arts with Education. You may have to choose the subjects that you're going to do. You may choose to do, I think this is, I don't know what this one stands for. Okay. Bachelor of Arts with Education, you may choose to do Geography and History as your subjects, but it's not, this is not the right appendix. Okay, but they are there like we've seen. They are there. Look at that page. I think the appendices for these subject codes are also there for each university. They are different. The one that was being displayed was for Gulu, but there are different ones for Makerere, different ones for Chambogo and other universities. So you'll have to look them up and write the rightful code. Now I want to talk about C. C is the choices of programs to other tertiary institutions. First, zoom in this. Tertiary institutions. For these ones, in case you fail to get a degree course, government also sponsors you for diplomas, and it sponsors you for diplomas and maybe certificates. There is a JAB form, what we call a JAB form. What we've been looking at is Pujab. There is a Pujab booklet. I know not many of you have these booklets, but they can be bought from Ministry of Education and Sports on Legacy Towers. I don't know the price of a booklet, but you can get them from there. Though we have a soft copy that has been scanned for you here. Here we have the tertiary institutions. You may look at your points and you're like, I think I can't make it. It's a little similar to the one for Pujab. Pujab is for universities. Then this one, the JAB one, is for tertiary institutions. It also has the different courses that you can do in sciences and maybe humanities. It has the locations of where to get those institutions. It has the cutoff points like we've been doing, and everything that you need, even the codes. Let's look at, okay, you may want something to do with a diploma in procurement and logistics management. This diploma is given in only these institutions. There is UCC Chigumba, there is UCC Aduku, there is UCC Kabale, UCC Pakwach, UCC Soroti, UCC Tororo, and UCC Tororo. The codes that you're going to fill in the other form are these ones. Highlight them, please. So if you want to do a diploma in procurement from Chigumba, then in that box, fill in the code, which is 1404. If you want to do procurement in Pakwach, then fill in 1463. If you want to do that procurement course, diploma course from Kabale, then the code is 1462. I think you can see they're different from those of universities. These ones are 3 and they are letters. These ones are figures and they are 4. But they all lead to a government sponsorship. Only that this time you're applying for a diploma course. In case you fail to get the degree from the 10 options that you made, you have a chance of 4 options in either diploma or certificate. And there are so many good courses in here. There is that one in procurement. There is pastry and bakery. It's in Ginger. There is social work and social development. It's in Insamisi. There is in hotel management, Ginger. But I want you to note the codes. You don't say hotel management Ginger, you just put 1866 because that is the code. It even gives you the number of years that you will use to get that diploma. Diploma in tourism management, there is one in Ginger, 1966. But there are some new ones. I want to emphasize those ones. There is this diploma in SACCO and microfinance management. Run for those new ones. It's 2 years. One is in Chigumba, the other one is in Tororo. The one of Chigumba, it's 2004 is the code. The one of Tororo is 2068. Maybe.
Teacher Agnes?
Yes, please.
Yes, maybe I want to just ask, I'd invited someone from UICT. It is one of the institutes that offer some of those programs. I don't know, Mr. Mugenya, are you on the call? Because they have good engineering courses that students have kept on missing. Mr. Mugenya.
Yeah, I saw them. It's on this booklet. Maybe you can use it to explain it.
Yes. Mr. Mugenya,
or you came with his?
No, I want to just ask whether he's already on the call. Mr. Mugenya, you can raise up your hand. Mr. Mugenya from UICT, are you on the call? Okay, I think not yet, but you can continue. I'm going to try to get him.
You get to him because the last page in this JAB form, JAB booklet is about UICT. So that table is where you're going to fill in those diploma courses. For example, you have 2004. 2004 is, I don't know what. 2004, yes, is this new course. the new course, one of the new courses. Yeah, it is a diploma in SACCO and microfinance management. Then you may want a diploma in project planning and entrepreneurship development. It's also new. And these ones are in line with the new programs that the government is bringing in. You get it after 2 years, and you will be a big person that is being consulted, where SACCOs are thriving. And this is, what do they call them? Emioga, Simani, B what? PDM, those things. So run for these courses. If you can't get the degree, get a diploma in this, and you'll be good to go. You can use this information on government sponsorship. I want to look at the other new one. It's a diploma in financial literacy and mindset change. I'm sorry about that spelling of change. Diploma in financial literacy and mindset change. Change is CHANGE. But these are new courses. We want people to change their mindsets, to stop thinking traditional and maybe go what? Digital. To stop thinking in the traditional way and do things in the modern ways and so on. So you are changing people's minds. To stop thinking about, how we used to do things traditionally and do them a different way. The moment you finish the 2 years course, you will get, with a diploma, you will get jobs. Like I said, look for a course that is marketable. So those are the courses, but there is somebody that is going to talk about UICT.
Mr. Mgenya, have you joined? You can raise up your hand in case you're on the call. Mr. Mgenya, are you on the call? Okay. Maybe, Teacher Agnes, we can take on some few questions as it comes. Mr. Mgenya, just raise up your hand in case you're already here. Teacher Agnes, maybe those who may have questions, because I'm seeing Mr. Mgenya is not yet here.
Okay. So otherwise, that's, I think, all that I wanted to talk about. Mr. Mgenya will do that other one that I wanted to display, that I've displayed. Let me listen to the questions and try to answer them.
Those who have questions, you can raise. Mr. Mgenya, have you come? Okay, he's here. Mr. Masawa, you are going to take us back to that page. Okay, you are welcome, Mr. Moses. He's going to talk briefly about that UICT because many of the students have kept on missing the slots, yet they have the best resources. So, Mr. Mgenya, you are welcome. Kindly take over.
Oh, thank you so much. Are you getting me?
Yes, you are clear.
I'm glad to be part of this. First of all, I'm sorry for joining late, so I want to observe protocol. I want to observe the protocol and all members who are here. Thank you so much. And I want to thank everybody who has joined hands to organize this forum for our students. I'm joining at a point where they are sharing, or you are sharing, UICT programs. To begin with, UICT is a public tertiary institution. In other words, it's a government institution. And the specialty or the areas of specialty are basically ICTs and engineering, though we have some few programs we run in management. Ladies and gentlemen, you're aware that we have national certificates and also diploma programs. The entry requirements are as displayed up there, depending on the course you want to partake. We have a diploma in electronics and communications engineering, DECE, and what we are looking out for there is at least a principal pass in either math or physics at A levels, and 2 subsidiaries obtained at the same sitting. But the candidate should have passed math or physics with a credit at O levels. Those are the entry requirements for that diploma. The same with electrical engineering. And those are also our entry requirements. The entry requirements are derived from the National Council for Education Quality Assurance Framework, because that's where we base to derive those entry requirements. Scroll up and look at computer science, because the entry requirements are a little different. For computer science, scroll up. Scroll up.
Teacher Lisa, kindly scroll.
So computer science, ladies and gentlemen, the requirements there are the principal pass in any of the following subjects: math, physics, chemistry, all the science in short. And we add agriculture, economics, and entrepreneurship, and 2 subsidiaries, okay? Subsidiary passes obtained at the same sitting, and at least a credit in math or physics at all levels. So those are the entry requirements for our diploma in computer science, okay? Then we have another course called Information Technology for Business, and the entry requirements are at least a principal pass and 2 subsidiary passes obtained in principal subjects, and also 5 passes at all levels as required by the National Council for Higher Education. So the ITB requirements are the same requirements with a diploma in business administration. Okay, so thank you so much. So that is what we have so far for diplomas, I must say. But these ones are sponsored both by the government and also privately sponsored. The students apply directly. What I have not mentioned are some of the management courses: business administration, records and archives management, very important there. Those are some of the other diploma courses that we have at the institution, okay? Mr. Moderator, I don't know whether I should proceed or I wait for questions and I join in there. Or is it...
Feel free to tell them briefly anything you may want to share.
Anything I may want to share. Okay. Now we are currently on the job admissions list. Okay. So you can feel if you're a student, and our institution is now on the job admissions. You can fill through or you can fill forms through the job secretariat. Okay, those are the 2 avenues to access government sponsorship. For privately sponsored students, you apply directly through our portal, okay? The UICT admissions portal. So you apply directly for privately sponsored students. Maybe one thing I've not talked about is the national certificates. They are not here. We have national certificates as well, especially in ICTs, okay? In ICT, we have a national certificate in electrical installation. We have a national certificate in business administration. We have a national certificate in records and information management. So we have quite a number of certificates that we are offering. Maybe what I can talk about certificates, these national certificates are examined by UBTEB. For diplomas, we are still examining. but for national certificates are basically examined by UBTEP. So we have two entry windows or application windows. We have the January intake. This is purely for certificates, national certificates, and we are targeting those candidates who have finished O-level, because the requirements for national certificates are 3 passes at O-level. So our target is the O-level, but we also have the diploma entry. That's what we call the August intake, but we begin applying in April. So in April, we shall be opening up the portal for diploma entries. Moderator, maybe I can also talk about the new programs. We have developed a curricula that we are sending to National Council for Education. It includes a diploma in software engineering, a diploma in data science and management, a diploma in e-governance, and we also have a diploma in business computing. Those programs will be ready for the August intake, okay? Then for the certificates, we have requested UBTEB to allow us run a national certificate in software engineering, a national certificate in multimedia technology, okay? We are also going to run a national certificate in computer science, as well as a national certificate in media and journalism. So all those ones are coming on board in January, and they'll be ready for, we shall be ready for the students who are going to apply. The sessions, we have day, evening, and weekend sessions, especially for the diploma programs, briefly, Mr. Moderator, that's what I can talk about for now. Somebody I saw in the chat, how can we access those forms? The forms are accessed from the job secretariat, okay? I don't know whether there's anybody from the job secretariat here that will give more information, but those forms are readily available at the job secretariat. We encourage students to apply through the job such that they can benefit. Mr. Moderator, I think let me stop here for now. I'll invite questions as we proceed. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Moses, for that brief. Students, why I wanted him to talk about it. One of the reasons is last year, we had some students that applied and they were able to get positions on government. And the institute is not so much known to many. So we may miss out the opportunity, yet it is one of the institutes that is offering the best courses when it comes to engineering, electrical, things in computing, and ICT. And that's why you're going to find the government incubation center of ICT. So they have all the equipments. They are well equipped with the ICT related things and the engineering. So those people who are doing physics, math, those subjects that require engineering. So for that option of you having the diplomas, look out for the institute and then fill in the details or the numbers. Now, let me invite those who may have questions to raise up your hands, and then the questions are going to be answered. In case you have any question, either for Mr. Moses or for Teacher Agnes, kindly raise up your hand. So we shall start with Busure Township Primary. Kindly unmute.
Hello.
Yes, please.
Yeah, I thank Madam Agnes for that elaborate communication. And apart from, you talked about the courses offered by somebody, maybe who has been doing PEM, and they talked of civil engineering and Bachelor of Science in Statistics. I would like to know, are there any other courses apart from that that can be offered under that combination? Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Megan?
Hello,
Yes, Megan.
good afternoon. So my query is for us, the art students, or the combination I have, which is hell. It is quite, we want to do business courses, but most business courses tend to favor people who did mathematics. And then we have been advised for the sake of our weights to have to pick a course which has 2 essential subjects. But then it becomes difficult when you only have economics. And even for Bachelor of Business Administration, it has economics and or mathematics. So it becomes confusing. I also wanted to ask, there's a situation whereby there are different weights at MOOBS and then different weights at Makerere. So when we are choosing, what would you advise we do? Yes, that's my question.
Okay, thank you. Teacher Agnes, can we first answer the 2? As I request Mr. Lisa to display the diploma courses for science. Madam Agnes? Okay.
Thank you very much, Mr. Kaziba. Somebody's saying MOOBS and Makerere have different cutoffs. In fact, in the Pujab forms, it's well demarcated. So if you've calculated and you feel you can't fit, or you see you can't fit in with the MOOBS, maybe you can fit in with Makerere. If you can't fit in Makerere, then maybe you opt for the ones of MOOBS. Just ensure that you write your codes right. Look for where you can fit and compete favorably. I didn't hear the other question very well, Mr. Kazwa. Please remind me.
The gentleman was asking whether we have any other courses that can go with the combination you chose. I think, was it PEM?
I think there are many. There are very many. If that person has a Pujab booklet, they show you which courses and which subjects you need. I just chose those few for illustration. So study the Pujab booklet because it's been given. I think you scanned it for them. Let them look at it and study it. They'll see that there are so many other courses that you can do with PEM. There are many, I didn't look them up. It will take a lot of time. Maybe you'll also look at the diploma one and you scan it for them. We'll send it to you and you find a way of sending it to everybody later, because I know majority don't have it unless they're going to buy that booklet.
Yeah. Thank you. Let me hope we it down we have had. In fact, PEM is one of the combination that has very many courses. It can has engineering, it has mechanical engineering, you can fit in telecommunication engineering, you can fit in environmental engineering, you can fit in automotive engineering, industrial engineering. So it has many engineering courses and other courses. In fact, even in business side, you can even fit there as long as you did the PEM. Okay, Benson?
Maybe before.
Okay.
Mr. Kaziba.
Yes.
I was looking in the chat and there are so many questions, but I just picked out a few. Do I answer them or there was somebody who's still asking?
Okay, there is one here. I want to first check on Benson.
Okay.
Yes, hello.
Yes.
Hello.
Yes.
You hear me well?
Yeah,
yes.
you are.
I would like to ask, does the government offer sponsorship for diploma in dentistry or ophthalmology?
I think there should be dentistry. There should be, these courses are in that diploma booklet, the job form.
Maybe Mr. Masaba, go to Mulago.
Medical courses. Mulago.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, there are paramedical programs, diploma in medical laboratory technology, diploma in public health. Page 8, Mr. Masaba. Page 8 and page 9. And page 9. Paramedical programs, diploma in medical technology, diploma in public health,
And
diploma in
but
physiotherapy.
teacher Agnes is there. The one he was asking. Mr. Masaba, go up a bit. I think it is number 61.
Diploma in public health dentistry. Yes, thank you very much. It's in Mulago and Gulu. And the codes are there.
Okay. Jeff, unmute.
Uganda Institute of Allied Health.
Jeff, unmute. Okay. Hawaii Nova, unmute. Nova, unmute. Okay, we have lost him. No. Yes, Nova.
I'd like to ask where I could find occupational therapy, which university?
Occupational therapy is in several universities, but if you want it at diploma course, it's in Mulago. It's in Mulago, but I think we have it in, yes, in Mulago 72 for diploma occupational therapy. And the code is 7205. Then universities, I don't know which universities, but I know Makerere should be having it. Makerere should be having it. I'm yet to check the whole booklet.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Okay, Bosa Medi. Bosa Medi.
Yes, good evening, Mr. Kazimba and the other members.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah, thank you for everything we have been following. Maybe for me, I'm not a student, I'm a teacher. But there is one student who asked, I think she's doing hair, who said that most of the courses that she wants, possibly they are not having access for her to do. But I want to encourage her to try more of the courses at MOOPS, because when we are guiding those learners, I want to think that most of the universities, the courses may not favor arts at a certain point. Though there are some few courses, but if they want business purely, there are some courses that are open, but mainly at MOOPS. So she can try out if she's doing hair.
Okay. Thank you so much, Teacher Bosa. Okay. Then Stella Alice. Stella Alice.
Oh, thank you very much. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm a parent. During my time in school, we had an advantage of a point of being a girl. I wanted to find out whether that point still exists. But also, if you're a person with special needs or disability, what is the advantage that you have over others? Is there a point that you get? Kind remind.
Okay.
Thank you very much. I think the 1.5 is still there. Affirmative action for the girls. We also have those that are doing sports at national level, even those that have disabilities, they also have that extra cause, affirmative action. They are there. I didn't talk about them, but they are there.
Okay. Thank you. Benko.
Good evening, people.
Yes, good evening.
So I just wanted to know where I can find water engineering bachelor's.
Okay. Now, water resource engineering can be found in Bustema. Yes, Bustema University has it. Water resource engineering. Iseka Benedict.
Thank you, Mr. Kaziba. I would like to ask, so if I'm a born of, let's say, Kapchora, and I did my exams from Kampala, do I stand a chance of obtaining the district quota from Kapchora? Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Normally, district quota is given to people that are studying from the places where they were born. But there are those districts that don't have HSC. If you belong to such a district, I don't know that Kapchora has HSC, but I think it has. So when they're giving out, they'll start with people that are studying from there and are born from there before they can think about you who went elsewhere. But if there is nobody that qualifies from the district, which is rare if there are HSC schools there, then you may stand a chance of getting that opportunity.
Okay, thank you, madam.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Bosa, kindly throw more light on the special needs scheme.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Kazimba. In my school, because this side I'm the head of career guidance, what I do for my students who are having special needs, I always make sure that they fill the form, but then they must take a picture or a photo of their disability. And for the time all that we have been applying, when they are having their photos, they have been taken on by government. So once a child is disabled, they must take a photo. Now, like this year, I have some students whose disability is more like autism. So it's very hard for somebody to just look at the photo to assess. So they take the photo with that photo that can be seen, but then on the phone behind, they must attach a report of that disability, a photocopy. So after some time, the list of special needs is going to be out. After, I think, national merit, the next list that they release is for those who have special needs. Then they are called for assessment to see them physically, and then they go through. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Stella Alice.
Okay. The advantage they have, even when somebody has, like I have one who got, I think, 12 points or 10. They were taken on and they're doing, I think they're in Makere doing a bachelor's degree. But because of the special needs as it can be assessed, they are taken on. So once you know of a friend who's having special needs, tell them to apply. It's always very simple for them to go through.
Thank you so much. Stella, you can unmute. Stella Alice.
Sorry, I just didn't put down my hand because I was driving, but I don't have a question.
Okay, hope it is clear now. Okay, I think Teacher Agnes, maybe there are some few questions you saw in the chat.
Oh, I saw some. Let me answer them very fast. I'll start with one who said that he or she is short-sighted. Which course can that person take? I think whether you're short-sighted, whatever disability, as long as you can do a certain thing, then you're not limited, you can do that. I studied and taught people that had problems with their sight in Igangeses. but they can do almost anything. I've had people, my OBs and OGs that are working in banks. I have lawyers, I have teachers, those ones are very many. And, you know, you can do anything as long as you have the right teachers to teach you what you have to do. There's so many things that these people have, gadgets that they have, that can help them understand. And like my colleague was saying, to be assessed, it's very easy to get a place in Makerere, most especially when you are at Chambogo with your special needs. You have to show the medical forms that show that you have that disability. They take a picture if it is visible. And then when you qualify, they go for an assessment in Makerere and they'll give you the place. By the way, they even provide for them, like those that are visually impaired. They give them people that, do they call them guides, that will write for them, that will help them move around and do everything. So as long as you can read and understand, you are almost treated like the others. You can do anything. The sky is the limit. Somebody says for BA, BSc, and BSc Edu can be Educ. Those are subjects that you will do if you have applied for BA Arts or Bachelor of Sciences or Education. So if you don't have those three courses, you don't have Bachelor of Arts in Arts, Bachelor of Sciences, or Bachelor of Education, then you can leave Part B blank. But if you have any of those three, then you have to fill that part. Somebody asked about the booklet, the diploma booklet, that should they all go and buy? And I was saying, we've scanned it. I'm going to pass it over to you, Mr. Kaziva, and I'll see what you can do with it to get it to those people who cannot go and buy. But it would be good if they can afford, let them go and buy a booklet for themselves. Somebody was asking about occupational therapy. I think we've answered. At least there is something, a diploma in Mulago. We will check other universities and see in the Pujab booklet. Then somebody is saying, where do we get diploma in science course? If you are you're in the science field, where do we get these diploma courses? There are so many in this JAB booklet. So many courses to do with that are science-based. I think they're being displayed on the screen. You're going too fast, but there are very many. In fact, there are more than those in the arts, whatever. So look at that book critically, you will see them. Then somebody is saying, what are the requirements for district quota? The requirements are that you come from the district and you've studied from that district. You do your exams from the district where you were born. And this can be checked, don't deceive, because you are giving your citizenship, you are giving information about your parents, you are giving information about district of birth and so on. So they'll get you if you are telling a lie and your thing will be nullified immediately. But if you studied from your district and then you do exams from there, it's automatic. If you perform well, you stand a high chance of getting that district quota. Then somebody saying they're doing hell and they can't see courses that they can do. There are so many courses, most especially those that moves. There is also education, and there are other things you can go into. Yes, those things like finance, accounting and finance and so on. Those you can do. This design and those neutral courses, most especially in the booklet, the Pujab booklet, they tell you for essential, you have any best done subject. Those courses are good for the arts people. Go try them. Courses in, commerce, whatnot. There are several, not very many, but they are there. When you look at your booklet, you can see some of them. Then Somebody's asking that we share slides for others that were not able to come. I think, Mr. Kasba, you will remember to do that. Somebody was like, my child is not around and this information is good. Maybe you share slides and the child gains. Then somebody's asking, can I apply for the same course in different universities? You can, but it's not advisable. You are losing up or reducing your chances of getting government sponsorship. If you've asked maybe for medicine in Makerere, I don't see why you ask for medicine in Soroti, medicine in Gulu, medicine in what. You know, it's the same thing. Look for the one that is lowest, that has the lowest cutoff, put it there, then get another course that you think you can do and put it second choice and a different one for third choice. Instead of concentrating on only one, you'll be reducing your chances of getting courses. Then another one is asking, saying they're short-sighted, which course? I started with that one. Then somebody saying I'm in the medical field, but I have limited resources. What can I do? We are saying you fill in Pujab forms because you want to get fees from government. So even with limited resources, if you can play your cards well and choose well, you will get government sponsorship. So you will not need a lot of resources. Most of the things you will get from government. Then can I get a course with only 8 points? Look around and see how you can play around as you're calculating. But I believe you should be looking in the diploma courses. You may be able to scope something. For the degree courses, they're really competitive. You may not get a chance with only 8 points. Then somebody's asking, can I apply for this week quota and for government sponsorship? I think wanted to say for national merit at the same time, it's a yes. That's why the first 6 choices are for national merit, then the last 4 are for district quota. You could even have the same courses in national merit and district quota in case you've seen them also under the district quota space. So you can have both. That's why they are both on there. They're giving you 4 alternatives for district quota and then 6 for national merit. So you are free to apply for, in fact, you're supposed to apply for both. That's what I was able to capture. There were so many. Thank you, Mr. Kazim.
Okay, thank you so much. I don't know, Mr. Boss, have you captured some?
Yes. My point is on diplomas. Some people do not want to fill diplomas, but it's important. I have always told learners, you do not know where the world goes and you don't know what tomorrow carries. So the most important part, once the opportunity is there, feed in, as Teacher Agnes has said, the 6 slots for national merit, and then the other 4 for district quota. But if you discover that possibly you're not going to be, maybe you never sat your exams, as she has said, there is always an opportunity for the diplomas. How? Once the diploma is given to you, especially for people who are doing sciences, it may be important that where the parent would have spent a lot of money, maybe for a degree, you go for these 3 years, maybe 2 years, and then you do a lot of your effort and you work so hard, and maybe once you get maybe very good grades, you are able again to apply for government, and then you go and complete the other 2 years on a degree. Because at a certain point, once, and also how do we wait for the diplomas? It's important. Once you have filled in the diploma section and all your hope is in government, because there is filling a diploma section, but you know your parents can afford that even if government does not give you any slot, your parents still will help you achieve your dream through private sponsorship. Then it's very fine that once the list is released and you find that your name is not appearing anywhere, you're free to go on to those university portals like Chambogo, Makerere, and other universities, you apply freely with your 50,000. And then you wait for the list to come out, and then they pay for you as your parents on private. But then, if your hope is strictly on hope that maybe your parents may not be able to afford, then you should not apply in any government university, because you have to patiently wait. By the time even the diploma list is released, some point even the universities have started moving on. But if you know you want diploma and you're very sure you will go through, you should not apply in any government university. You have to patiently wait. At a certain point, the list is released. And once you discover you're given maybe in Chigumba or anywhere, any other tertiary institution, then you go and take it up and you study. Now, for some courses, once you apply for diploma, there is what we call cost sharing. Your parent must give up some little money as maybe, and then also government pays some little money for the start. So once you know, for example, you're doing maybe you did BCM, maybe you did PCB, those pure sciences, maybe you want medicine, maybe you want nursing and the rest, there is some cost sharing. Cost sharing, it means some little money is paid by the parents and some little money by government for you to start up. So once you know you want a diploma, your parents must save some little money aside, such that by the time the list is released, you're not stuck. Because I've gotten some point where my students have got stuck and they have not gone. There is one day that was given, I think, nursing at Butabika last year. But he did not go because the money maybe they wanted for him to go and start, the parents couldn't raise that money. So he remained out, however much he had been given the opportunity. So your parents must keep some little money aside for you to do diploma, because you know science courses are expensive. That would be my highlight on diplomas, except maybe if any other question arises. Thank you.
Okay. Stella, I kindly ask you check your inbox. Stella Alice, check your inbox. Okay, Samsung, your hand has been up. Okay, Samsung, I'm fading. Busori Town Primary School.
Thank you very much. I have my question is because you say that we need to fill for government and also for district quota. And now supposing I know very well that in my district I not studied from there. Is it really necessary for me to fill that part for the district quota? Hello?
Okay, yes, we have taken the question.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Then Samsung.
Hello.
Yes.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Host, for all the details which you have given us. Actually, I'm one of the students who really wanted to get this guide of the diploma courses. I also thank you to reply us in the chat. I would just like to thank you so much for this good work done. May God add for you for more.
Okay, thank you. Teacher Agnes or Teacher Bosa, can we have that question answered?
Pardon, Mr. Kazimba.
Okay, the gentleman was asking whether for the diploma, that since he did not study within the district, shouldn't he leave the space for district empty?
No, because each district is given a number of slots. For example, they may say Buvuma, we are giving them maybe 35 slots. Maybe we are giving Wakiso, for instance, maybe we are giving them 120 slots. Now, Once we go in that district and then they find that the number of students who qualify in terms of performance, maybe the district received 80 slots at district quarter, but within that district, for the students who sat within there are only maybe 60 that were able to fulfill the conditions. Then we are going to look for the other 20 who make those 80 slots from the different schools across. So meaning that a student, even if they never sat within their district, but the slots remain vacant in their home district, they can still be paid for. So they always take up that risk. You feed in with hope that maybe if there is an opportunity, I can be taken up. But if your district, the students perform very well, then you're not given that opportunity. So it's always a chance, you try now. Yes.
Okay. Thank you. I was, Mr. Masaba, kindly look for agriculture, Bachelor of Agriculture quickly, as someone wanted to know the essential subjects for Bachelor of Agriculture. I don't know whether you have seen it, Mr. Elisa.
Maybe somebody was asking there, which courses are best for diplomas for people who are doing sciences? Currently, we may not be able to maybe to dictate. But for a learner, he must particularly know where he can fit, depending on their combination. Because if somebody did PEM, there are a lot of slots. Like I have my students who are taken up in, I don't know if they're in Chigumba, but they're doing petroleum upstream and downstream. But for me, that time when I was feeding for them their diplomas, I was just guiding them that maybe petroleum is good. But now when my student came back, he told me that downstream, they are mainly dealing in, I think, is it refiner and something like that? So meaning the child must be able to know the course and the impact of doing that course. Where is it guiding them to? And two, there are also some courses that may not be familiar with the public, but when somebody does it, they can easily get a slot in the different public sectors for different employment.
Okay, thank you so much. Allow me now to first of all thank Teacher Agnes, Teacher Lisa. Teacher Lisa, can you say something before I invite Stella? Any remarks, Mr. Lisa?
All right, thank you so much, Mr. Kaza. I don't know if you can hear me that side.
Very clear.
All right. I'm Elisa Masaba. I work with Mbali Secondary School and the Holistic Learning Platform. I want to thank our audience specifically who have been following, and on a special note to you, Mr. Kaza, who has made sure this is very possible. Maybe what I can leave with them is that it is them that did these exams. For us, we are just guiding them. So after the session, you go back to your room and you make a meeting with yourself and know where you fall. I also want to encourage these students to prioritize these diploma courses. In most cases, these diploma courses are even short period, 2 years. You can scoop this diploma when you compare the competition between the bachelor's and the diploma. Chances are so high that you may scoop the diploma and it is just 2 years or maybe 3. Then you can always go back to the university and get 2 papers. People, there is no good feeling. There is no good feeling like studying on government merit, always when you're shortlisted. That is almost the end of your suffering. Once you get a government sponsorship, whether it's diploma or certificate or a bachelor's. So after the 2 years, you can get the job and you can even continue while you're already employed and finish the degree. So I want to encourage them, don't despise that last part. In the school where I work, Those booklets are always few for the job, for diplomas, but holistic learning platform is going to provide that job booklet. When you find the time, you need to read through and give them a priority. Get that diploma and you continue and upgrade with time. So maybe Mr. Kaziba may not have really much to say, but to congratulate them for finishing the course. Course was a really long one. Here we started in January and it was so long for them. So I want to end there and maybe back to you, Mr. Kaziba.
Thank you so much. And let me invite Mr. Bossa also to say something, Teacher Agnes, and then last Stella. Mr. Bossa.
Yeah, thank you so much, sir. Maybe mine is a word still of encouragement. They can, the government slots, they have a sequence of 3 years. That is, if you apply this year and you do not go through, you remain with 2 more chances for you to apply. So if this year you apply and that doesn't work for you well, try out again next year. Once next year also you apply and doesn't go through, apply the last and the 3rd time. So do not say I've applied this year and you get lost from school. And then also secondly, there is always hope. Do not distance yourselves maybe from school, especially from your headmistress or your career masters if they are there in your schools. They always have opportunities for you that you can go through with them. Then also there are some schools I want to think that maybe they are not even concerned with the Pujab forms and the rest. Once we finish maybe online here, you can inbox Mr. Kaziba for any guidance. They can always direct you where you get the form, because I want to think whenever I go to Makerere to pick up the Pujab forms, I've always found their parents and some students. So once you discover your school is not willing maybe to guide you through, you go to Makerere University, that is Senate building. They will direct you to the bank. It is just down. You'll pay 52,000 for the form, and then 23,000. Is it 2,300 bank charge? You pay, get the receipt, make photocopies of 2 copies, photocopy from Makerere University there. You go to them. I think it is level 3 within Senate building, or you can ask at the reception. There is an askari there that I have come from the Pujab office. Go there, go with your 2 receipts, pay. You don't pay now, you show the receipts. They give you the form and the booklet. Come home, fill in as we have guided you through. Now for the legacy towers, you may not go there because the form, Mr. Kaziba will share it on the column. Pick up those codes, fill in. Now, why do you need to go back to school? You have to go back to school for your head teacher to put for you the stamp. So you go to your head teacher, they put for you the school stamp and sign and recommend that you're their student. You go to your LC1, they stamp. Your LC3, where you reside from and your parents, they sign for you and they stamp. Then you wait for God's luck, because possibly maybe you may not have the money, but always this guidance we have given you can go with you through. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for the guidance, Teacher Bossa. Then Teacher Agnes.
Thank you very much, Mr. Kaziba. Mine is just to say thank you to everybody that has been listening in. Thank you for organizing. I thank all the teachers that have been on board. I thank all the parents that have been there. You know, if we talk and nobody listens to what we are talking, it's also a little discouraging. But I thank you for being patient. It has also been a long session, but listening and asking is giving us feedback, and it makes us feel, you know, worthy that we've done something at least. Thank you very much. Like my friends have been saying, please read and reread the Pujab and the Jab forms. Understand it very well before you make your choices. You know, it's using techniques. If you don't feel them right, you may miss out, and we don't want anybody to miss out, but because there's so many places that government has offered. So get to know which ones they are and utilize them. instead of leaving them to go unattended to. Most especially that diploma thing. Many of our students ignore it, but you can't know. You can start small and become something big. Start with a diploma. As you're working, you go for a degree. And as you know, you keep on adding on, and enriching your CV. So don't despise the diploma courses. And they're a little more they concretize what they teach. You'll find that people like diploma students even more than those that have just come from universities. So don't despise them. You can gain a lot from using them. Yeah, I thank you all. That's about all. And I pray that the students perform well and get government sponsorship, because that's the reason why we spent this whole afternoon together. Thank you very much, and God bless you.
Thank you so much, Teacher Agnes. Stella?
Thank you so much, Teacher Agnes. Thank you, Stephen, and all the teachers that are present. My name is Stella. I'm a parent. I'm a teacher by professional. I taught geography for many years. Currently, I do teacher training. My appreciation for the presenters this afternoon. You have done the students so well, and I am sure many questions have been answered, and maybe for some of the students, they have learned things they did not know previously. So my encouragement goes to the students, because we are here for you today. Like the previous people have mentioned, the teachers, that please look at the diplomas. But my encouragement is going to also be, let us look at our potential. Some of us have dreams of being lawyers. Myself, I dreamt of being a lawyer. But after my exams, when I was sitting to fill this form, my teacher asked me a question: what if you do not go for the law? Then what else can you become? And so I gladly filled in becoming a teacher, and behold, I got education on district quarter. So what am I saying? Please look at the courses that are undermined and gladly fill them in, so that we do not answer the questions that Teacher Agnes asked us at the beginning of, are you looking for finances, or you're looking at it as the last resort? So let that course be something you're looking out for and believing God for, and then God will reward you with it. But also, my encouragement to you is, let Makerere not be your major focus. There is Moni University, there is Busitema, there is Gulu, all those universities that seem to be far away, that many students wouldn't look at. They have the opportunity, because it will be just a few individuals applying for them. So as you're putting in your application, let Makerere University not be your center. If you want to do medicine, can you think about Mbara? Can you think about Gulu? I think Busitema also does some medical courses. So can you think about those universities that are not very central, that not every eye is looking at? But as we conclude, I want to encourage you to look out for yourselves. These 9 months are going to be probably 3 months for some of you. Parents are not with you at home. All of you are having smartphones, but how you utilize the exposure that you have been put at, it is upon yourself. Your life now is belonging to you, and you're taking all decisions that will make you a better person tomorrow, or that will challenge you. And it is all beginning with this career direction that you're taking and the career path, but also taking full responsibility of your lives during this vacation. Our prayer is that the Lord will protect you, that the Lord will guide you, that the Lord will give you peace. But we pray that that peace is brought to you as you're living your life carefully and responsibly, as we are all hoping that we shall get the places that we so desire for at the university. I wish you the very best. I wish you a wonderful vacation, a Merry Christmas, a blessed New Year. Be responsible citizens, and then the Lord will surely bless each one of you. Thank you, Mr. Kazimba. Thank you, Madam Agnes, for this afternoon. It's been a long, educative, wonderful evening. And maybe the last thing is like other individuals have encouraged us. I have worked with teachers who have gone back and studied the courses of their dream. Yes, you wanted to be a lawyer. I think one of my encouragement is Silva Chagulanyi. Some of you students might know him. He did his music career, and 5 years ago, he went back, actually 7 years, he went back and did law. Today, he's a certified lawyer. So when you do a course that you are not hoping for, you can be a teacher, but you want to be a doctor. Through teaching, you can go back and take yourself to school. You can be a teacher of physics. Through your teaching, you take back yourself to school and become an engineer. So this should be a stepping stone. Please consider it as a stepping stone that God has made available. Don't misuse the selection. Do not misuse the chances, because you sat for the exams and it is you who knows how much marks or how many marks you will get out of this. So God bless you. I wish you a wonderful vacation. Thank you so much for the host and the organizers of this afternoon. God bless you.
God bless you. Thank you so much, Stella. Thank you so much, Teacher Agnes, Teacher Bosa, Teacher Elisa, and all the students that have joined this call. We are going to share all the details, the recording for this session. We are going to share it on the YouTube this evening. It will be on. And then also the job forms, the Pujab, everything. We are going to share it with you on the WhatsApp group. Those people who are on the old WhatsApp group, we are going to share it there and we shall be communicating. In case of any challenges, we are going to leave that group open. Feel free to ask and we shall be able to respond. I wish you a nice evening and bye-bye, everyone.